Hashtag AFCAS28. This is Dalrat Talk. The AFCAS28 is held under the theme Leveraging Data and Statistics for Agri-Food Systems Transformation in Africa. This afternoon, we are joined by Mr. Talent Manyani, a food and nutrition security analyst from the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations. He is in the statistics division based at the Resilience Hub in South Africa, Johannesburg. Mr. Manyani, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Earlier this morning, during the plenary, you gave a presentation on the use of the Food Insecurity Experience Scale to inform the integrated phase classification. Your presentation further went to speak about the food and diet domain. Could you tell us more about this?
Yes, thank you. The FEAS-based indicator is actually one of the Sustainable Development Goals indicators. So we use it to actually inform on SDG 2 on ending hunger, malnutrition, and food insecurity. As such, it's been crafted in such a way that it provides comparable estimates across time and across space. So as an independent indicator on itself, it's already a very robust and good indicator that we use for SDG monitoring. But over and beyond that, the FEAS-based indicator can also be used on using a shorter reference period, maybe 30 days, in which case then it can be used to inform on interventions, the success of programs, the success of projects. And now that leads me to talk about its use in the IPC. The IPC uses different sets of information, different indicators. But then when the IPC now integrates or adopts an indicator such as the FEAS, it actually allows for better targeting of those clusters of households that are actually being affected by certain levels of food insecurity. So at least with regards to that, I'll stop there. Then with regards to the food and diet domain, there are quite a number of data gaps that exist when it comes to informing on macro and micronutrient consumption. So as the FAO, different divisions within the FAO, we came together, we decided that, okay, what can we do about this? So we came up with this platform that pulls information. Number one, from supply utilization accounts, food balance sheets, countries are familiar with that. So that provides information at a national level on macro and micronutrient availability. We've got information that is pulled from household consumption and expenditure surveys, and we use that to have an estimate, a proxy of apparent macro and micronutrient consumption at household level. And we also do have information that comes sometimes from dietary intake surveys. There are indicators that speak to dietary diversity as the minimum dietary diversity indicator for women. So you put all this information on one portal, and countries actually have a platform or a website where they can pull this information and use it to come up with more robust policies and programs.
Thank you for that, Mr. Manyani. Let's talk AFCAS28. So how do we tie your presentation with the 28th session of the AFCAS?
I think currently in the world there is demand for more data-driven solutions. Even when we speak of innovation, even if we speak of technology, all those are actually based on huge amounts of data. They are data hungry. So now how do we tie our presentation on food insecurity and food and diet domain to the current AFCAS? Those two statistics, or the numerous statistics that are provided not only by the FEAS, not only by the IPC, but also derived from the food and diet domain, will help countries better understand the status of the nutrition availability in their given countries. And using those kind of statistics, they can actually target, over and beyond targeting, they can actually identify gaps that exist in their nutrition status of the different households that are surveyed. And of course, with the food and diet domain, what I should add, actually, something that we discussed this morning, is that since it's a platform that is based on countries actually sending through the data, there is need for countries to be more generous with regards to data sharing. So that is one topic that is going to be discussed in detail this afternoon and maybe tomorrow. So I think I'll just respond in that manner.
Okay. No, you've said a mouthful. Personally, what are your takes from the conference?
The conference has been good, and I think it's been different because most times we gather in some of these conferences, and along the way, we lose the objective of the whole conference. But at least with the discussions that have been going on throughout this week, you can tell that there is, we are going towards a certain goal. We are all speaking the same message. We all see what is actually happening in the African region with regards to the feedback that we're getting from countries, and the takeaways from the last AFCAS have been addressed, in some of the achievements that the countries were presenting and some of the presentations that are going to be showcased tomorrow. So I think this AFCAS, honestly, if there is one takeaway that is of benefit to me, is the fact that much work is being done. And countries are now at a point where they actually accept that, okay, there are data gaps, there are things that can actually be done better. And we are all working, not only the FAO, not only the countries, but all the other stakeholders involved. We are now working towards the common goal. We are now speaking the same language, unlike the previous editions.
No, thank you so much for that, Mr. Manyani. This is Talent Talk, and we've just had a good conversation with Mr. Talent Manyani, a food and nutrition security analyst from the FAO. Mr. Manyani, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.